Hey everyone, RJ with National Trash Relay. We're going to talk about the 5 useful apartment trash pickup add-ons to boost revenue today. These are going to be ideas that you can use outside of just your bread and butter valet trash service. The valet trash service is, the one that brings in the most money for your company, but there are certain add-ons that you can do that can kind of help boost some ancillary income for you as well, especially once you start gaining ground with a lot of apartment complexes, or even if you just have one and you're trying to maximize revenue. So, in search of useful amenities, the best amenities or services to offer are those that really require the demand of everyday use, right? So, this could dabble into things like what we're doing currently, valet trash service, right? You're going door to door, you're taking trash down 5 nights a week, maybe seven, whatever you choose is good for your business. And this also kind of entails things like dog walking, house cleaning, things that you think of that people will pay money for to reduce their timing and having to do it, but at the same time it benefits them to just pay for the service because they just don't want to do it, right? um, i- so if a resident can save time with a service amenity, they will use it, right? There's justification and everything like this. People used to rent DVDs from the movie store, and then Netflix came out and started delivering them in the mail, and then eventually just went to a streaming platform. It's so much easier to just get something on demand quickly than have to get in the car, drive, all that kind of stuff, right? So in this case, you look for something that there's a need for the community that they don't necessarily want to do, that is recurring, and that you can maximize your revenue for. Offer additional services. So valets are already on site 5 nights a week. There's things that you can do during the day hours to maximize those hours, since really valet service is mostly done at nighttime unless you have a couple properties that you do early in the morning. But most of the time valets are on site during the night, so you can either incorporate that, or you can try to use the daytime services to have a valet that does things during the day if they want more hours, right? And they can help you with other services. A la carte options will be appealing to property managers and are attractive selling points when leasing to residents. So, this kind of goes back into what the management company or what the property needs at that time. So, when you come in, they might need 2 or 3 additional services right away, or they might not know that they need it yet, or at the time kind of lets them pick and choose. When you're creating your original contract or agreement with the property management company, go ahead and just do that. The valet trash service is its own agreement in that sense. The add-on services can be done in an additional write-up, but it doesn't need as much legalese as the valet trash service does. 5 useful apartment trash pickup add-ons to boost revenue. All right, let's get into it here. Number one, pet waste stations. So these are becoming huge across new builds and everything like that. Everyone's putting in like mini dog parks, or at least multiple pet waste stations. You can actually offer, if they don't have this, you can actually offer it as you will do it. You will insert the pole and the pet waste station and the bags, and you will service that. Um, you can, if they already have those on site, you can just select that, suggest that you will service them, and that's just more of a nominal fee of just a one-time uh, base fee per month. So with valet trash, you're kind of charging, based on unit size and complex. This is more based on pet waste stations, and this can be 50 to 100 to $150 extra depending on size of complex, how many pet waste stations. So you could easily go, hey, I'm gonna for every pet waste station that you have, an additional $100 per pet waste station. So you have 3 in the community, an additional $300 will service that the entire month, right? So you kind of got to figure that on time basis, and what works for your community and your valets at that time. If for some reason you have a very dog heavy apartment complex, you can push that bounds a little bit and try and raise that price point to see where their walking point is at, because at the end of the day they want uh, their maintenance people to focus on maintenance items, not picking up pet waste. Some may try to ask you while you're negotiating valet trash services to actually integrate it in, like, oh, we have pet waste stations and common area trash. Are those included too? Uh, they are, that you can include them if you want as a sales tool, but for the most part, I would charge separately. And that kind of brings us to the number two, which is common area cleaning. Um, the high traffic areas such as courtyards, quads, elevators, stairs, building entrances, right? Like those will have maybe a trash can next to it, or people just throw their trash on the ground, whatever it might be. Um, and these can actually kind of get in the way of the valet, servicing at night, or it looks bad on you if the trash is lying on the ground because it's like, well, hey, why didn't you pick up the trash on that area or hanging off that trash container? Well, it wasn't part of the service contract. So in this case, you can actually bring this in as as a additional service to sell and be like, hey, we'll do all the common area trash cans as well, include it. You'll have to count them how many out there are, and you have to base a price point of an additional $50 per container to service it per month, or $100 because you'll be providing the trash bags as well in there. So the common area cleaning and main trash community trash cans around the complex, this can actually also be incorporated into the pet waste station ones as well. So you can actually say, we will do the pet waste stations. And even here, it's how you can rent the services for the pet waste stations through us, like the actual items and the boxes and things like that. Or we will just go ahead and service them and your community trash containers for an additional $750 a month, $500 a month. Like I said, whatever works for the sizing of the community and you yourself as your time, to service it. So because you'd have to figure at that point, if you serviced all trash containers and then went through and did pet waste stations and common area cleaning last, that is that an additional 35-45 minutes for them to walk the entire complex again, or does it make sense for them to service it as they go by certain areas? And that just depends on the layout of the complex itself. So number 3, bulk trash removal. So bulk trash removal is a huge add-on. It's probably one of the most that you go to first, I would suggest. Uh, Anytime your valet comes down, or especially around the end of the month, first of the month, there usually is a mattress or a couch or a chair, or there's additional table, or just large bulk items that can't fit in uh, the dumpster. So people just set it next to the dumpster. And in doing so, it can kind of get in your way sometimes. Sometimes the valleys might have to push it out of the way, whatever it might be. The complex has to call a service to come and pick it up and junk haul it away to, the dump, right? Or wherever they might take it to. So in this case, if you offer bulk trash removal, you're like, hey, I'm already the trash guy. What I will do is, we will, anytime it's there, we'll just come pick it up the next day, or if we see it at night, we'll schedule it to be picked up next day, right? So right away they kind of see what's going on, and you can take a picture of it if you want to, or your valet to take a picture of it to show that it's there to be removed, or if you need their full approval first before removing it to be able to bill them, which a lot of times that's the case. Wait till the morning, contact them, say we'll be out today to pick it up. And this is where your valet that works at night, if they want additional hours, they can help with bulk removal if they want, or you can just you and your partner, if you have someone else to kind of help, you can do it yourself, depending on sizing of the stuff. So with people setting this stuff out around the first or end of the month, a lot of times when you do bulk trash removal, it's sizing of the trailer that you're hauling away in, right? So to get good pricing on this, I suggest that you kind of call around to some areas, just because every municipality and local area is different. Just call around to a couple of junk hauling companies as a customer and just say, hey, what are your rates? Would you charge for a quarter of a trailer, a half trailer, a three-fourths, and a full trailer? They'll usually tell you the sizing of the trailer too, what size is the trailer, and then you can easily, um, you know, have competitive pricing in line with them, so that why would the apartment complex need to go to a different trash company when you are the trash company? The only thing that you need to be aware of is, since every municipality is different, if you do bulk trash removal, or even in number 4, which we'll talk about, the cleanouts, and you're taking stuff off site, you may need to check with your, like I said, local municipality to see if you need an additional license to haul junk on the road. Um, it's better just to have the licenses in place, because then it's better to have it, and then if something goes wrong, you're covered in any way. Whereas if you don't have it and you're kind of taking that risk, you're taking that risk. But um, licensing is always the way to go if it's required, just because you're trying to be, up and up business, and um, maximize just your profitability and word of mouth as it goes around. Number four, cleanouts and furniture moving. So sometimes on the 30th, first, or even sometimes throughout the month, renters will just ditch the apartment, right? Or they might leave things behind that they're like, I'm not moving that thing. That's just ridiculous, right? It could be like a large couch that's got like a sleeper sofa in it, and they're just like, I don't need it anymore. I got a new couch and it's too heavy to move. I'm not taking it anywhere. So they'll just leave stuff in the apartment complex. And the maintenance crew sometimes has to do that, or they will call a company to do a clean out. And so instead of the maintenance company doing it, once again, it's a service you can offer. And the valets that you use during the night, or if you have you could get daytime valets essentially to help you with the bulk trash removal and clean outs if they come across, to help you remove, the appliances or furniture or anything that the maintenance crew, um, doesn't need to do. Right. So in this case, once again, it would go into a clean out into bulk trash. So you would look at charging for the trailer sizing of what goes off to the dump, and then you would do an add-on for the service of essentially removing the items from the apartment, because now you're literally moving furniture down to your trailer. So these are two, three, and four are kind of your next go-tos after the for the most part after the valet trash, door-to-door valet trash, just because you're already there, your trash. You can most majority of the time people have pickup trucks and they can remove this stuff, and you can already have the in with the property management company and just say we can service all on the trash side, right? So in both three and four, those kind of come across around the end of the month, first of the month, but sometimes periodically throughout the month, depending on what's left behind. So just be weary that you might get calls during the week for it, like, hey, someone put a kitchen table out there and some chairs, or someone put a mattress out, or whatever it might be. Or it could even be on a clean out. Hey, we had somebody that rented that, we offer the first month free, and they came in and they got the apartment, and after a month and a half, they didn't pay their after the first month free, they didn't pay their rent on the next month, and they just left, and they left all their mattress and whatever thing that they had inside the apartment. So you never know what can come from that, but it can bring in some additional revenue for the business. Number five, notice posting and sign hanging. So with this, I don't recommend it being the same valet that is servicing trash. You can try it, but sometimes it can be cumbersome for them to be over the shoulder bag, or if they have a push cart, depending on the complex that they're using. If they have a push cart, it might be a little bit easier. Over the shoulder bag is a little tough because when the weight starts bogging you down, it slows you down a bit. So in this case, I would essentially do two valets. You can do two to a point of where one can service while the other one flyers. Because if you could pick up additional complexes, that flyers could really be flyering, two or three complexes a night, or one or two, depending on sizes. Um, so it could be anything from notices to the complex, on their information or letters. It could be, uh, for an additional fee, valets can deliver the letters to specific addresses since they're already coming and moving trash. A lot of times that'll kind of be handled by property management if it's specifically one and they need to deliver it. Um, and just overall, a quick photo with the valet's phone, proves delivery throughout the day. But this can also be used in conjunction with, site-wide notifications that they need to let out, or even if they, do newsletters like paper newsletters, or if they have a company that they work with that advertises to the complex but goes through the sales management team, they can hand those flyers off to you and you can do it. So this can be very rare, because there are some companies out there that do specifically just this. So while you're doing it and you're flyering, or if you do flyer, just be cautious, or not cautious, but just understand that a valet has the weight of the over the shoulder bag. So just be cognizant, I guess, of knowing that it might not be the same valet that is servicing uh, or posting the flyers. So final takeaways. So there's many add-on services you can offer the apartment complexes. We went over about five here, but really, um, if you can save the resident management time, they'll be happy to use any service that you really could pitch. Like I said, as long as it makes sense to them, and offer add-on services that require the demand of everyday use. Right. So that's why we got into the trash business, is because no matter what trash is there every day, it will not go away. So there's always stability in job, and potential to raise revenue for your business with the trash that's just piling up. Pay attention to how residents use the complex to come up with unique add-on offers. So even though I suggested five here, you might be at one where maybe they've got it's a larger complex and they've got three pools, right? And it's just every day during the summer it's just wrecked, right? There's just um, all the pool chairs are just moved all over the place, and the grill is open or whatever that might be. You can offer, hey, we can clean up those areas as well, straighten all the pool equipment, do a quick, brush down of the grill, things like that, just to make sure that it's prepared for next day use. These are things that might go well more in southern areas that are locales with tourists that come in a lot. So your Floridas or Texas coastlines, things like that. So just be in tune with the property and see if there's another way you can add on a service. And don't ever be afraid to bring it up to the property management company, because they're looking for a way to streamline things. If they come back and they only have to pay one company now to do trash outs and bulk removal and the valet trash, then it doesn't really matter for you. It actually benefits you, and it reduces their um, situation of having to bill out three different companies. So thanks for hanging out with me and going over these amenities and potential add-on revenue that you can add to your business. And have a great one.